Hey Boulder, it's Allie Rhodes, your Director of Parks and Recreation. This is the third video series in our virtual town hall. Thank you so much again for joining us and giving your voice to help shape the next Parks and Recreation Master Plan. This set of slides will talk about how we make decisions and describe the activity that you'll do to help us prioritize what goes into the next Parks and Recreation Master Plan. In a community where everyone values health and well-being, but how they achieve it can vary, and with limited resources, it's important that decisions are made as transparently and consistently as possible. Following direction from the last BPR master plan, we worked with the community and the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board to develop tools to help us make decisions objectively. In this series, we'll tell you about two of those tools before we invite you to share your thoughts on the work BPR needs to focus on now and into the future. As guided by the 2014 Parks and Recreation Master Plan, and with our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, Boulder Parks and Recreation developed the Recreation Priority Index, or RPI, as an easy way for recreation program managers and decision makers to objectively determine the level of community benefit a program provides, while also setting cost recovery and pricing targets. The RPI methodology is based off of a 100-point scale developed around three themes of Boulder Parks and Recreation: sustainability, delivery method, and reach. Within those three themes are 6 criteria for rating BPR programs, including substitutability, community health and wellness, building community and relationships, the reach, and delivery method. Programs are scored using the matrix shown on this slide, with the score being used to impartially determine how much financial subsidy from taxes or grant dollars each program receives, and how much programs should charge. Based on the RPI score, a program is put into one of 3 categories: community, recreation, or exclusive. Community programs enhance the health and safety and livability of the community and require minimal obstacle to participation. These programs receive the greatest amount of financial subsidy. Recreation programs benefit a broad range of users and are targeted to promote physical and mental well-being. These programs receive a moderate level of financial subsidy depending on their score and include fees to the user. Exclusive programs are programs targeted to specific individuals or user groups with limited community benefit. These programs received no financial subsidy and the user pays the full cost of the service. Similar to how BPR uses the Recreation Priority Index to determine priorities for programming, BPR uses the Asset Management Program, or AMP, to determine priorities for when physical assets such as playgrounds, benches, and facilities get repaired or replaced. The purpose of the AMP is to promote effective use of financial and staff resources to manage our inventory of assets. Assets tracked under the AMP include only the assets maintained and purchased by Boulder Parks and Recreation, such as our courts, playgrounds, park furniture, and a large inventory of buildings such as our recreation centers and aquatic facilities. The AMP uses 2 measures to help prioritize work on assets: a condition assessment and a criticality score. During a condition assessment, staff visually inspect the asset to determine if it is in very poor condition or good condition. Criticality measures the importance of an asset to the community and the overall Parks and Recreation system. Criticality continues to be a work in progress as the variables are defined and measured. The combination of an asset's criticality score and its condition are used to identify funding priorities that focus on our assets that are in less than ideal condition and those that are most important to the community and the function of the department, as illustrated in this chart. Assets in poor condition and of high importance to the community are investment priorities for the department.
And now, here's our ask for you. Help us understand what is the most important work that we need to prioritize as we finish our update to our master plan. This will help us know where to focus our resources and our capacity to best serve the Boulder community into the future. Taking everything we have learned to date from research, community engagement, and policy guidance from the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and City Council, we have developed draft goals and initiatives for each of our key themes. Goals are intended to be statements that capture what is the work to be done, while initiatives detail how we intend to complete the work. We are now asking you to help us prioritize our draft goals for each key theme. Your input will help us finalize those goals and develop the steps it will take to achieve them. Once this process is complete, we will develop the full implementation plan and enter the final phase of the project, plan acceptance. Our Parks and Rec Advisory Board, City Council, and the community will be asked to review and provide input on the final master plan update document. These are draft goals and initiative statements. Your input will help us finish writing and refining these statements that will eventually appear in the final master plan update. Thinking about what we have just shared with you, we need your help in prioritizing our draft goals for each key theme. From here, return to the main BeHeardBoulder webpage for the Parks and Recreation Master Plan update and scroll down to the tab labeled Activity. There you will be able to access a survey where you will rank the draft goals for each key theme in order of their importance, one being the most important. Each key theme question will have a link to a PDF document that contains all the draft initiatives as well for each draft goal. Please take a look at this document if you need more information to help you prioritize those goals. This activity will be available on BeHeardBoulder through February 7th, 2022. If you would prefer to be able to ask staff questions, there will also be an opportunity to complete this prioritization exercise during our public open house, scheduled for February 3rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. More information on that meeting will be posted on the project webpage. Be sure to check out our project webpage, bprmasterplan.org, for additional information. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and participate in this activity. We couldn't do our work without your continued support.